What is up, everyone? This is Shared Talk. Welcome back to my channel for another video on Octopath Traveler 0. Today we're gonna talking about how to get 8 characters as soon as possible so that you have a full party with back and front rows. Well, you have to make some important decisions at the start of the game to make it even easier if you want so, and I do recommend watching my video about how to do the best start. Anyway, you can choose whatever psyche you want. I do believe that you should choose between either the weaken enfeeble skill or the recovery skill, and then for favorite dish, I suggest getting the HP and attack one. It doesn't really matter, in the end you're gonna get better ones easily. But what really matters is choosing the right belongings at the start, especially the crested key, because it allows you to get Theater as soon as possible, and that is one of the characters that will be in our 8 character setup. I also suggest getting the letter fragment and the nourishing nut. That will allow you to improve the HP of your character. I suggest using that in the protagonist. It is really the best decision to make. After you are done with the prologue, you will be able to choose the main job of your protagonist. And I made a video about it. I really suggest you to choose the merchant because it allows you to grind JP, and it's also a good job nonetheless. Choose integrator, heal, mastery will also help you grind faster because it will allow the skill rest to recover more so that you can use skills faster. After some progress, you will be able to start doing quests. And at this point, you can progress through the story. It will show you how to get a villager back to your town, but then after that point you will be able to choose to follow other quest stories like the quests of power, fame, or wealth. Well, our first character will be Finn. He is related to the Kindlers of the Flame main story arc. Just go through Wishvale Trail, and then after that, after Underground Wilds, you should go inside the cave. The cave is where you're gonna find Finn, and you have to help him in a fight. Well, your next destination is a cave that you can see at northwest, call it Snow Shard Grotto. And after the fight is over, you can just simply do Inquire on Finn, and he will join your squad going back to Wishvale. You can still defeat the boss of this area, but it's not really required. You can decide to just go and recruit other characters if you feel you're not ready for this fight. Although it's not that hard, I suggest you finishing the area to avoid having to go back here anytime soon. And now you should go back to Wishvale, watch the cutscenes, and then decide which town you want to visit first. And I suggest you go to Valor, because Valor will allow you to get 2 new characters. Anyway, you should just follow the same path you were using to find Finn, and then after reaching this area, you should choose the left side of the road. This will allow you to get to Valor. But you still have to go through Valor Trail. Well, you should take this south as it leads directly to Valor. Inside Valor, the first character that you will be able to recruit will be Viador. It's pretty easy to get him. Just go straight to the tavern. And inside the tavern, you see that there is a character with orange text box, and that is a merchant. And you can talk to him, and he will talk about a tale. Well, I will not be showing any part of the story here, but if you have a crested key, Viador will ask if you want him to join. And with that decision, he's the first one that you actually really recruit. And now that you have him, you also get another crested key. Now move to the second part of the town at your west side, and there is this building that it's kind of like a tavern. Here you find another character with the orange text box, and just talk to him. He will ask you one question: if fate is important to you. It does not matter what you reply. And then you have to talk to him again and ask him if he wants to join you. And he will ask if you want revenge or renewal. It doesn't really matter. He will just join you nonetheless. That's Celsius, and now we have 5 characters in our party. Alternatively, you can also get a spell via Indomitable Dancer just beside the church. You have to pay for that. It is not cheap, well, but it can help because it debuffs the enemy speed for 2 turns. It costs 2,900 if you haggle. It's a guarantee to haggle. I got it, but it's not really required. Now we can leave Valor via Valor Trail through the same path we came, then eventually reach Everglow Wilds. Use this save point as your north, then move east and you eventually reach Emberglow. It's actually pretty easy to follow Macy and recruit her. She's just inside the inn. Talk to her. She will present herself, and after that you can purchase an item called Herbal Fortification before she even asks you to do so. With Herbal Fortification, you should just follow the path to the second part of the town. She will be at the farther east side, inside a house where she will ask you the Herb of Fortification to save someone. It is pretty easy, and after you give the item, she will ask if you want her to join. Well, Macy is an apothecary and she can heal and also be used as a secondary mage if you give her spells. And after recruit Macy, you can get 2 other optional items. The first, go towards the last house at the right. And that one will give you access to Fur Robe if you use Entreat on the girl awaiting her mother's return. That's useful for a mage attacker. After that, go into the center of the town and Scarlet Wing Admirer can be found. This character has access to Iron's Word and Down's Word / Mastery. Another equipment and a skill that you can use. They are not very important, but you can get it as well. Now we can leave Emberglow via Emberglow Wilds and back to this area. We should now use the northeast exit. This one here will allow you to reach North Theatropolis Plains. Just follow your path and then eventually go towards your east side and then reach Theatropolis Plains. It will actually be easy to see our next point of interest, Theatropolis at your west side. Once you are inside the town, go to the save point and then reach the center area, go down a little, and in this house you see an orange icon. That is Alexia, our next character. At your right side there is a letter fragment, so it does not matter if you chose to start with that belonging or not. Click Inquire on Alexia, then Entreat, get the Liber Magicae Alexia, and after that, she will ask if you want her to join. She is very helpful as a mage damage dealer that will stay with you for the longest time of all starting characters. Okay, now that you recruited Alexia, just beside her there is this guy called Acerbic Scholar. You can contend him to get Light Nut, Ancient Grimoire, and Lightning Call Mastery. And once the fight is over, you can even equip the Lightning Call Mastery and Ancient Grimoire on Macy if you want. Anyway, right after that, you can check this character called Bibliophic Cleric. Very close, and there is the Laurel Staff that has a 63% chance to be Entreat, and the Silver Hair Piece that can also be used for mages. You can even invite this character to Wishvale, but there are chances of failure here. Now you should go back to the entrance, and there is a guard here that you can inquire. And then for Entreat, we have 2 very interesting items. The first one, it's easy to get, Helm Cleaver Mastery, that I suggest you get this to Celsus, because it's a sword attack that can debuff. There is also the Silver Linden Axe, that is not a guarantee to get, but it does help, since you can use with at least 3 characters in your party. Now you're gonna get the last character, the trickiest of them all. And it's Pius. And Pius is a cleric, they can also do okay damage. And to get him, we have to go out of our way. Back to Valor, go to Valor Trail, but this time we're gonna take the southwest exit. And as soon as we reach that, the game will be much harder, because the enemies have level 23 at this area. We are around level 11 if we have been fighting NPCs and all. So you need to survive until you reach the next town. But there are some tricks that will help you here. For example, the enemies will attack before you. Don't try to kill them. You have to flee. But you have 4 characters, okay, that take action. You can wait to use the flee command, which your last one, and heal some of your characters, especially by use of first aid, before you use the last one to use the flee command. If your next turn has one of your character members as acting before the enemies, it's okay to use the flee command and see if you can get good luck like I got here. I managed to flee on the first turn, but that's very unlikely to happen. So try to heal a little during the fight, even using boost so that you can heal a little more, and use always the last character so that you always have healings and you can sometimes protect some of your characters from dying. Evade using stuff like Olive of Life, because it's kind of hard to get Olive of Lives in the start of a game, but healing items are mostly easy. So after you are done with this part, you're going to reach the Crag Spear Pass. And, well, it's just level 24 now. Sometimes you can get 2 or 3 enemies. Just do the same. You have to remember that you have the ultimate skill with the protagonist that can heal everyone. So use that to get a little bit of an edge and have extra turns to try to flee. Anyway, after you flee all these fights, you will eventually reach Crag Spear. And that's where you're going to find Pius. And he's just at the entrance of the town. Right at your face with the orange text box. Just click on him and you're going to recruit him. But you still have to go back to Wishvale for that to actually work. I'm not going to go back to Wishvale right now because there are some stuff that I want to do in this town. For example, let's go inside the church and talk to the priest. You can inquire and you're going to see a collection point. Do Entreat and get Luminescence Mastery. We're going to equip this on Pius so that he has an AoE light attack. This changes everything. Now let's head to the weapon shop. Here you're gonna find a treasure chest that gives you Spirit Tome. And that's the best tome to use on a magical attacker right now. Equip it on Alexia. She's going to be very useful for grind. And the game decides which weapon you have the highest mag status. So we're going to use Laurel Staff with Pius. You don't need to equip the best weapons in just one character. Moving towards northeast now, you'll see Brigand Boss. You can use the Entreat command and get the Steel Mastery. Equip this on your protagonist. It's very useful in this game. You can steal skills and nuts from bosses. And I'll explain more about that in a different video. Now head to Crag Spear Slums. And you don't have that much stuff to do on this place. But as soon as you go to the second part, there is a treasure chest with Fortitude Mastery. But also a character where you can use Entreat that will give you a second tome. And this one is called Basic Tactical Tome. There's a chance of failure here, so be prepared. You should equip this tome on Macy. Well, you can either equip your character now or decide to do that later. But after you do, let's head back to Wishvale. You will finally be able to recruit Pius for real. And it will also trigger plenty of cutscenes if you have been following this video. That will increase the level of your town. That is something that is important in the game where you'll be advancing through the main plot. Anyway, as soon as you recruit Pius, you're going to have a full party of 8 characters. And that is the best way to start doing all your main quests as well. You're going to have better sustain. If one character dies, you have a back row character to replace. And that is awesome. And now you can decide the order you want to do all quests. I would suggest do chapter 1 for wealth, power, and fame. And then do the second chapter for power, since that will unlock Delifia. She is a hunter that has access to bows and axe. And since we already have many cards with access to axe, I suggest to replace Macy or Finn. Macy is not as useful in my opinion, so I replaced her. And that will be your main squad for a long time. Well, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Click the like button and leave a comment. And I hope to see you soon in the next one. Goodbye.